So, Rell Seas just dropped some new sneak peeks, and apparently the devs are out here doing stress tests like it's NASA. They literally spawned 200 NPCs on one island just to see what happens. Because, why not? And the crazy part is, the game didn't implode. It actually ran smooth, which is wild, because if you've ever played a Roblox game with too many NPCs, your PC usually turns into a space heater in about 3 seconds. But here, they had 200 active NPCs walking around, and the game was still stable. Like, what are they cooking? Now, obviously, you're not going to walk into some random island in Rell Seas and see 200 people bumping into each other like a Roblox Walmart. That was just a stress test. What they actually said was that big islands will have about 50 NPCs and smaller ones will have a bit less, which still sounds like a ton. For comparison, most games barely manage like 5 NPCs before your FPS starts begging for mercy. And these aren't just bandits either. They're talking about actual civilians, townsfolk, shopkeepers, random villagers just walking around. So imagine you're on a big island, and instead of it feeling empty, you've got 20 to 30 people in a town doing their thing. Then, once you leave the town, that's when you start running into bandits, wildlife, enemies, because those don't even count toward the NPC cap, which means the world might actually feel alive instead of just being another empty island with one quest diver and a bunch of copy-paste enemies. Now, let's talk about this screenshot because it's actually more interesting than it looks. At first glance, it's just a guy sitting in a tavern, but then you realize he's in a full-on diving suit. Like, bro, what tavern are you walking into like that? Man really said, let me grab a pint real quick before I go mine for Atlantis. But if you look closer, you'll see he's carrying a chest strapped to his back, which is kinda huge, because it probably means you'll be able to physically carry loot across islands instead of it just teleporting into your inventory. And yeah, it's more realistic, but it also makes him look like a medieval Uber Eats driver. Just imagine rolling into a tavern like, yep, I got your treasure delivery right here. Now, the thing people are really arguing about is what's on his back. Some say it's just an anchor, which would fit the whole diving theme, but to me, it looks way more like a giant fish hook. And next to it, possibly a heavy-duty fishing rod, which instantly makes me think, what if they're teasing fishing mechanics? Not just fishing for some little tuna, I mean fishing up giant sea beasts. Like, imagine standing on your ship, casting this ridiculous rod into the water, and suddenly you're pulling up a giant leviathan. Roblox fishing simulator, but the fish actually bites back. And honestly, it wouldn't be surprising. Rell Seas devs love leaving little hints in their sneak peeks. Rell Sin especially likes hiding story and gameplay details in these screenshots and cinematic trailers. So I wouldn't be shocked if this whole setup, the diving suit, the chest, the anchor/fish hook, is foreshadowing underwater treasure hunts, deep sea exploration, and fishing up sea monsters to fight. It all fits the water theme too perfectly to just be random. Here's the thing I'm really hyped about, the NPC system. Not gonna lie, this is some of the best news I could have asked for. If you've been following me since the GPO days, you know I've always been pushing for bigger, more alive worlds. I was disappointed in Dressrosa. Huge map, but empty streets. No NPCs walking around, no towns feeling alive. And I thought, okay, maybe it's impossible in Roblox, but the Rell Brothers just proved me wrong. They've confirmed that not only will islands have hundreds of NPCs, in testing 201 town, but regular towns will have around 50 NPCs, all interactable. You can talk to them, attack them, see them doing their own thing. Every single one. That is insane. This isn't just filler NPCs, it's a living, breathing world. And with thousands of players in a single server, this is going to be the most lively anime Roblox game ever. Also, they've been teasing more mechanics tied to fruits like Big Mom's fruit. We've seen sneak peeks of her riding the cloud, the fire spirit following her, and maybe even a ghostly Brook style effect. The idea is that flight might be tied to a mode bar. You can't just fly whenever, but when it's active, you unlock new moves, including flying, which is huge because flying is supposed to be rare in this game. And the fruits look like they might have momentum-based mechanics, flying faster downhill, for example. This can make exploration even more exciting. So yeah, Rell Seas is starting to look less like just another One Piece clone and more like some kind of pirate Skyrim. NPCs making towns feel alive, wildlife outside villages, diving suits, treasure hauling, maybe even fishing up actual bosses, fruits giving flight and new combat mechanics, and all of it running smoothly, even on mid-tier PCs. Unless you're playing on a phone from 2008, then good luck. Anyway, that's the latest sneak peek. Comment down below if you think that chest is an anchor, a fishing rod, or just me overthinking pixels. And if you liked the video, hit subscribe. I'm about to hit 2K subs and it would honestly mean a lot.